What's up guys, Taylor here with BoogeyLights. Today we're going to be taking a look at this 2014 Fleetwood Providence. This is a 42-foot diesel pusher with a grand total of 113 feet of BoogeyLights. This is one of our largest installations to date. Pretty much everything is lit up on it, all three of his slides, his underglow, the back of his coach, and as well as his engine bay. So we're going to break this down into different pieces and give you guys a detailed description of exactly how these were installed. So as we start with the front here, you'll notice that he's got two different zones operating. His underglow is on our dual zone controller. So we put zone 1 as the driver's side and zone 2 is the passenger side. Now what that does is it gives him the ability to shut off that driver's side if he's ever in close quarters at the campground. So when I press zone 1 and then I turn it off, you'll see it shuts off that, but it does leave the other half of his front as well as the other half of his back. So what we did in that case is we actually put in a little push button switch. So when he is over here at his controller, he presses that, and now he's got everything shut off of his rig besides his passenger side, the side that he's going to be on most. So that way, you know, still has the light that he needs while being respectful of the neighbors everywhere else on the coach. Now as we move to the step here, we actually put in a 4-foot single color white LED strip. So now when he presses his step light, boom, he's got a fantastically bright white light that he also can operate with his remote control, which is pretty cool. So we just tied that into the existing light switch. There's actually an old light up there. You just popped the cover off of, drilled a hole in it, ran our wire in there, and we spliced into the existing switch that was already in there. Now as we move to the middle of the rig, his main slide here, he's got a 14-foot LED strip along the top underneath the awning. And then he's got another 14-foot strip underneath the slide here. And that's also on a dual zone controller. That's why you see them operating independently and doing different colors. So that way he can have just his awning on at any time, or he can have just the slide out on at, you know, whenever he pleases. And then for these installations on the slides, we talk about this a lot, but we usually find power outside at an outdoor TV or whatever, you know, is out there, or we usually go in and there's a 110 outlet inside. So if you come over here, you'll see where we actually went into the side of the slide and we brought our awning down. So right there as we went in, we brought our awning down, and then we brought our underglow up. So then we drilled a small hole there and ran our wires in, and that runs right behind his outdoor TV. So we just took the speaker out of his outdoor TV and we were able to reach behind there and set up our controller, and we had a 110 outlet in there. So we used a 10 amp converter to make that happen. And then between the wheel wells here, he's got 37 feet of BoogeyLights. He's got 18.5 feet on both sides. And then as you move to the rear, he's got 4-foot strips on each side behind the tag axle, and then he's got another 4-foot strip running across the rear here, and that is also, as I said earlier, split into 2. So when he shuts off that zone 1, that shuts off and it leaves that half on, and as I was saying, when you press that switch up there, it also shuts that off. And then he's got a 4.5-foot strip inside his engine bay, which looks really cool with this kind of rig. Some rigs, you got a relatively enclosed engine bay, so it doesn't give the kind of glow that you're hoping for, but with this rig he's got a really nice like graded system here, so that light shines down just perfectly. And it's also, as I said, tied into zone 1, so he can shut off that entire back there with one push of the button. And then he's moved to his driver's side here. He's got 2 slides over here, and he just wanted underneath both of his slides. For this slide in particular, we were unable to get it down to one location to where we could get 2 slides on one controller. So this one had to have its own controller. And so what we did is we actually went up through the floor there, and it leads right into, that's his master bedroom there, and it's right next to the bed, and there's a outlet right there, so we used the 5 amp converter to power that. And then as we move to his main dinette slide here, he's got a full-length 16-foot strip here, and then we did the exact same procedure. We actually drilled the hole in the bottom and went straight up. Now this one was a little bit trickier because we wanted to get this one down and connected onto the underglow. That way he's only has 3 remotes instead of 4. So what we did is we actually ended up running the wire behind his couch up to where his sink and stuff is, and then we were able to find a stationary pipe there where we went down to the floor, and it came out right in these bays here, and then we ran it forward and connected it to where our underglow system was already in place there. So a little extra work for this slide, but that's why it's on zone 1. That's why you see it operating and doing the same colors there. And then the brains of the operation for his underglow, and it's, as well as that one slide, is right here. You can see our dual zone controller there, with zone 1 being on this side and zone 2 over here. And there's that push button switch I was telling you about. So when you shut off the driver side there, you'll press that switch, and then that'll kill the front half strip and that rear half strip. So now all he's got on is just his passenger side. And that's pretty much it for our video on this 2014 Fleetwood Providence with 113 feet of Boogey Lights. Everything that you see here was done in-house in Florence, Kentucky at Boogey Lights. Give us a call and get lit up today.